I don't see the relevance of the monarchy today. I would like to see that anybody in a position of power, like the royal family are as monarchy, should demonstrate how they use that power in the interest of the public. But we don't get that because they are not held to the same standards or accountable to the very people they're meant to serve. And I think that, trying to use Harry and Meghan, and this is what some people are trying to do, trying to use Harry and Meghan as the point of conversation as to whether or not the monarchy should be abolished is disingenuous, because the whole conversation about abolishing monarchy existed long before Harry and Meghan. What Harry and Meghan have done, though, is to highlight how the kind of things that happen regularly in families humanize that for the royal family. And if anything, it makes the rest of us, definitely me, go, if you can't take care of one of your own, if you can't address the mental health issues of a member of your family, if you cannot protect your biracial daughter-in-law, how in heaven's name can you represent me, speak for me, or even say that you understand who I am as a Black woman? And this, I think, goes to the very heart of the royal family, not just as an institution, but as a people that we are meant to look up to. Because as far as I'm concerned, I do not see them leading by example in any way, shape, form, or manner. I do not see the relevance of the monarchy today. And if they can demonstrate why they're relevant, I would enjoy listening to that.
Hello there, royal fans. Greetings wherever you are. Today, we're tackling a question that stirs deep emotions. Does the monarchy truly have a place in our modern world? For some, the royal family is a comforting link to our shared history, a symbol of stability and tradition. For others, it's a relic clashing with the values of democracy and equality. Dr.Shola Mos-Shogbamimu, a lawyer and activist, urges us to look past the fairy tale image and critically examine the monarchy's role today. She asks us to question its purpose, power, and impact on society. Her perspective resonates with a new generation, eager to shape a fairer future. So, let's explore the arguments, both for and against, without seeking a single answer, but to better understand this complex issue. We'll listen to criticisms, consider defences, and reflect on what the monarchy means for our national identity. This is more than a debate about royalty. It's about the kind of society we want to build. The monarchy conversation is, in many ways, a conversation about ourselves. Let's begin. At the core of Dr. Shola's argument is the principle of consent. In a democracy, power is earned, not inherited. The monarchy, however, is based on birthright, one family forever at the top. Dr. Shola argues that the public has never truly given democratic consent to this arrangement. This system suggests some people are born more important than others, clashing with the idea of equality of opportunity. Your status is determined by birth, not merit or effort. Supporters cite tradition, but Dr. Shola insists history alone can't justify power today. The world has moved on. We value self-determination and accountability. A hereditary head of state undermines these ideals, perpetuating outdated hierarchies. The monarchy is shielded from elections, reviews, or public consent. Dr. Shola's critique isn't just about individuals. It's about questioning the very foundation of inherited privilege. In a society that champions individual rights, she asks, why should birth decide who leads? It's a challenge to the legitimacy of the entire institution. Many defend the monarchy as merely ceremonial, a harmless symbol. Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu disagrees, arguing this view hides the monarchy's real influence and privilege. She points to the sovereign grant, millions in taxpayer money, and the family's vast private wealth and estates. These financial advantages, often tax-exempt, set the monarchy apart. There's also political influence. The monarch's private weekly meetings with the Prime Minister offer unique, unaccountable access to power. This is soft power, but it's real. Dr. Shola urges us to look past the pageantry and see an elite institution with resources and access no one else enjoys. The idea of a powerless monarchy, she says, is a convenient myth. The monarchy's privileges are tangible, not just symbolic. It's an institution invested in maintaining a status quo that benefits itself. We must question what lies beneath the crown. Dr. Shola highlights the monarchy's unique legal privileges. The monarch is immune from civil or criminal proceedings, effectively above the law. This isn't just tradition, it has real consequences for accountability. The royal family enjoys exemptions from laws on taxation, inheritance and public transparency. This creates a two-tiered system, one rule for them, another for everyone else. Public bodies are held to account, but royal estates are shielded from scrutiny. Dr. Shola calls this fundamentally undemocratic. It allows secrecy and privilege that would be unacceptable elsewhere. This legal inequality isn't a minor detail, it's a central flaw. The monarchy stands as a class apart, unbound by the rules that govern the rest of us. For Dr. Shola, this is incompatible with a modern, fair society. Dr. Shola connects the monarchy to Britain's colonial legacy. The crown was central to the empire, its authority used to justify colonial rule and exploitation. This history isn't over. Its consequences are still felt and the monarchy hasn't fully reckoned with its role. Dr. Shola criticizes the royal family's reluctance to offer a sincere apology for colonialism and the slave trade. Expressions of regret aren't enough. A formal apology is needed for healing. She argues the monarchy's wealth is tied to exploitation of colonized nations. Reparative justice, financial investment, returning stolen artifacts is necessary. The monarchy remains a living symbol of unresolved history. Without confronting this past, it perpetuates old inequalities. Dr. Shola insists relevance in a diverse Britain requires facing this legacy. Dr. Shola's questions echo a wider, growing conversation, especially among younger generations. Millennials and Gen Z, raised in a digital, diverse world, are more likely to challenge tradition and demand equality. The cost of living crisis has sharpened scrutiny of royal wealth and public spending. Young people ask, could the monarchy's resources be better spent on healthcare, education or housing? Global movements for social and racial justice have made the monarchy's inherited privilege and imperial ties focal points for debate. This generation wants institutions that reflect inclusivity and meritocracy. Support for the monarchy is lowest among the young, who see Dr. Shola's arguments as their own. The debate is now mainstream, driven by a generation demanding change. The monarchy faces its greatest challenge yet, relevance in a changing world. So does the monarchy matter today? Dr. Shola's critique is clear. The monarchy isn't just a symbol, it perpetuates inequality, lacks democratic legitimacy, and clings to an unresolved colonial past. She challenges us to see the monarchy's privileges as real-world advantages, not harmless tradition. The legal immunities, wealth and political access reinforce hierarchies many want to dismantle. The institution is at a crossroads, with growing criticism, especially from the young, demanding accountability and relevance. The national conversation is shifting tradition versus democracy, continuity versus equality. Dr. Shola believes the monarchy as it stands is incompatible with a modern meritocratic society. Whether you agree or not, her voice is vital in this debate. The future of the monarchy depends on how we answer these questions. Thank you for joining this exploration. The conversation continues. What might a future beyond the monarchy look like? For some, abolishing the royal institution is about more than just ending a centuries-old tradition. It's about reimagining Britain itself. Supporters of a republic envision a nation where leadership is earned, not inherited, where power is accountable and every citizen stands equal before the law. But change brings uncertainty. What would replace the monarchy's unifying role? Could a president or ceremonial head of state inspire the same sense of continuity? Critics warn of unintended consequences, loss of national identity or the erosion of cherished rituals. Yet others argue that Britain's story has always been one of adaptation. From Magna Carta to universal suffrage, the nation has redefined itself time and again. The monarchy's crossroads is our own. Do we hold fast to tradition or take a bold step towards a new chapter? As the debate intensifies, one thing is certain: the question of the monarchy's future is more than history. It's about the kind of country we want to be, The choice ultimately is ours. As the debate rumbles on, one thing is clear. The conversation about the monarchy is far from over. Across dinner tables, in classrooms, on social media and in Parliament, people are voicing their hopes, fears and frustrations. Some call for respectful dialogue, others for urgent change. The monarchy may be steeped in tradition, but the questions it raises are deeply modern, about fairness, identity and who gets to shape the nation's story. No matter where you stand, this is a national conversation that invites every voice. Young and old, royalists and republicans, those with deep roots and those newly arrived, all are part of Britain's evolving narrative. Perhaps the true legacy of this debate is not just about crowns or constitutions, but about learning to listen, to question and to imagine together. The future is unwritten, and the conversation continues.